Hey, hi, and how are you? How has your week been? And welcome back to yet another episode of A Little Zen, A Little Mess. Come, pull up a chair, grab whatever you're drinking, and let's talk about something that none of us ever put on our vision boards: being average. I know. You felt a little something just hearing that word, didn't you? A small flinch, maybe your lips have pursed right now, like someone said mediocre or giving up. But just stick with me. We live in a world that is absolutely deranged and obsessed about excellence and overachieving. Your LinkedIn feed is a highlight reel of people disrupting industries at 24. Your Instagram is fitness models who just eat intuitively. Your podcast recommendations are all billionaires explaining how they only sleep 4 hours because they've optimized their rest. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, you're sitting there trying to remember if you had enough water to drink today. I want to tell you about this very dear friend of mine, Sridhar. He is not extraordinary by any measurable standard. He's not going to be on the cover of Forbes. He's not building an app. He works a government job, 9 to 5, same desk for the last 11 years. He comes home, tends to this ridiculous little vegetable garden he's obsessed with, cooks dinner for his family, and watches cricket and reruns that he's already seen. And here's the thing. Sridhar is one of the happiest people I have ever met in my life. Like genuinely, quietly, annoyingly happy. I used to feel a little sorry for him. I thought he'd lacked ambition. I thought he'd settled. I knew he could do much better. And then one evening, as I was sitting in his garden eating tomatoes he'd grown himself, he says to me, and he was completely unbothered, okay? And he says, I like my life. And I know you think I could have done better, but I like my life. Every part of it. But tell me something, do you like yours? And I, the one with the goals and the self-improvement podcast and the 5-year plan, had absolutely nothing to say. Sridhar wasn't average because he'd failed to be exceptional. He is one of the most intelligent people I've met. But he was average because he'd chosen a life that fit him. And that, it turns out, is extraordinarily hard to do. Here's what nobody tells any of us. The pursuit of extraordinary is often just anxiety holding an iced coffee. Inner peace yet to load. We don't chase greatness purely because we love growth. A lot of the time, we chase it because we are terrified that if we stop, if we just are who we are, it won't be enough. That we won't be enough. Average in this culture has become a moral failing. But think about what average actually means. It means you're human. It means you're in the middle of the bell curve, which is, by definition, where most of life happens. The greatest loves, the longest friendships, the Sunday mornings that feel like a blessing. None of that shows up on the performance review. The average parent who shows up every single day, you know what? The child will remember it forever. The average friend who answers the phone at midnight, that call changes a life. The average employee who does honest, decent work and goes home without burning out, that person is still here in 10 years, which is more than you could say for a lot of these hustle culture heroes. The writer Kurt Vonnegut, brilliant, strange, worth reading, once said something that I think about more than I'd like to admit. He was at a party with his friend Joseph Heller, and someone pointed out that their host, a hedge fund manager, had made more money in a single day than Heller had earned from Catch 22 in its entire lifetime. Heller turned to Vonnegut and said, "Yes, but I have something he will never have. enough. Enough. That word is so quiet and so devastating. Because we are living in a culture that has declared war on enough. Enough has been rebranded as complacency. Contentment has been repackaged as a problem to be solved. But Heller, who had written one of the greatest novels of the 20th century, knew something that hedge fund manager may not have. That the finish line of more doesn't exist. And if you're always running towards it, you never get to stand still and notice that you're already somewhere worth being. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have dreams. Please dream, and dream wildly. Work hard. Try things that scare you. What I'm actually saying is, let average breathe a little. Let it mean something other than failure. Because the most radical things you can do in the world screaming at you to optimize, to scale up, to outperform, to be excellent at all times is to look at your ordinary Tuesday, your unremarkable dinner, your small and quietly beautiful life and say, this is enough. I am enough. My friend had figured that out with his tomato garden. Maybe the rest of us are still working on it. If this hits something in you, share it with someone who needs permission to slow down. And if you're a high achiever who absolutely hated this episode, I respect you too. Go disrupt something. But I'll be here, being average. Talk to each one of you again next week. Take good care of yourselves. Bye for now.